Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time, as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Today, I want to bring a little bit of positivity back. I know my channel is typically fairly positive. In my last video talking about the Switch 2, I ended it on a pretty sour note, and for good reason. I think the Switch 2 pricing is absolutely abysmal and really needs to be fought against, especially for the games specifically. The console, maybe not so much. I think the console is priced at least relatively reasonably at this point, but the games are ridiculously priced, especially Mario Kart World. And I talked about that at length in my last video. Go check that out if you haven't seen it already. I think it is worth bringing into the conversation. But I did want to bring a little bit of positivity back because I've been looking forward to the Switch 2 for a very long time, and there were a ton of great announcements from this Direct. So I wanted to go over my top 10 here from the Switch 2 Direct, the games that I'm looking forward to the most to play on the Switch 2. If and when I ever get it, since there's halting pre-orders on the Switch 2 in the US due to tariff stuff. Thank you very much, Trump administration. Appreciate it very much. And all sorts of other stuff here. So we'll see if I get it anytime soon or not. We'll have to see. But I do want to look at the games I'm most excited about here. Some honorable mentions that didn't quite make my list include Street Fighter 6, which I really adore. I think it's cool it's coming to the Switch 2. I think that's actually a really great port. Split Fiction, I'd love to play with somebody, but I've never found someone I can just do a tag team game like that with. The Hitman games coming to Switch sounds really cool. Cyberpunk looks fantastic, and I hope it actually runs really well. The Kirby expansion for Forgotten Lands looks fantastic as well as the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom upgrades. I'm really excited to see those. I think they're definitely in dire need of that. I wish they weren't a purchasable upgrade, but if they're much better and smoother, I can kind of see why. And of course, Elden Ring, which is one I've already played on the PlayStation, but I'm really excited that it's coming to the Switch too. So with that out of the way, let's get into number 10, which is going to be Mario Kart World. This one should be much higher up on my list. This is one I am very excited about for when it's really cheap. I'm not buying this game until it's much, much cheaper. In fact, I think I'll probably shoot for about half price. If it gets down to $40, I think I'll buy it. But until then, I'm not touching this game with a 10-foot pole because it's the most expensive AAA game that anyone has released, let alone Nintendo. And it's not worth that, especially for a digital game. But outside of that, all the controversy there, the game looks fantastic. The roster looks really expressive and interesting. I like a lot of the redesigns. Donkey Kong, I'm maybe not quite sold on all the way yet, but I do like how expressive everybody is. It looks gorgeous. 24 racers, a big open world. There's wall riding and grinding on rails. You've got the cow from Moo Moo Meadows on a bike grinding a rail in the trailer. It looks magical. It looks very, very fun. Again, the pricing is ludicrous, but the game looks enjoyable, and I am excited to play it someday. And that's why it's not higher on this list. If it was priced better, it would be very near the top of this list. This would be a day one sell for me 100% of the time. But because of what's going on, I'm going to leave it here at the very bottom of my list. Number 9 is going to be Hades 2. I absolutely adore Hades. I thought it was such a fun time. I was kind of taken by the combat system. I had a really great time with that game. Beat through all the way to Hades several times. Had a great time exploring the dialogue options. I actually need to go back and just keep playing it because I know there's so much more to experience, but I had an absolute blast picking apart all the enemies and the way you can use the different weapons. I loved Hades, and Hades 2 looks like a great way of expanding upon that original formula, introducing new characters. I really like what I've seen so far. I'm very excited to see what they'll do with Hades 2. Number 8 is going to be Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. This one is a twofold here. First and foremost, I never was able to get into it on the PlayStation. I don't know what it is. I've made it past the first couple of chapters, and I just can't keep moving when I had PlayStation Plus. I just really wanted to push forward. I couldn't do it. But if it's on the Switch 2, I think I could do it mobile, and everybody raves to me about how good this game is. People that played the original game and really love the remake, and some of my friends that have never played the originals and love the remake. So I feel like I really need to jump into this one. This seems like a really good way to do it. And this is fantastic news because this is a PlayStation exclusive game. I know Square Enix isn't exclusive to PlayStation. They're not under the umbrella of PlayStation, but they do a lot of exclusive games. And seeing any of their exclusives come over to the Switch 2 is a big win. I think this is a great way to kind of segue and hopefully get some of their older franchises on the console. And I'm hoping this is another good sign moving forward. We've had the Horizon Lego game. We've had Patapon now announced. And now we've got Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, so hopefully there's more on the horizon there. Number 7 7 is going to be Pokemon Legends ZA. I am excited that this is getting a Switch 2 version. The Pokemon games are notoriously poor performing on the original Switch, and I think that this is going to be remedied very well on the Switch 2. It looks like a significantly more powerful console. The game looks really smooth. In the trailers they showed off, it looked phenomenal, and I'm excited to see what this game is all about. I love Generation 2. It's one of my favorites. Totodile is my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I'm a little biased here, but I'm really excited to explore the like battle system at night. I think it looks really appealing. I love Mega Evolutions. I'm excited to explore that once more. I'm a pretty big Pokemon fan. I even have a Pokemon case on my phone, so I'm very excited to jump into this one, and so I'm going to leave it here on my list at number 7. Number 6 is going to be Hollow Knight Silk Song, which made a surprise appearance out of nowhere. People have been speculating that it's going to be at the next Direct, it's going to be at the next State of Play, it's going to be at the next Xbox Showcase for years now. And if it's not years, it sure has felt like years, but I'm pretty sure it's been several years since we've gotten any substantial update on this game. It really does feel like we've been waiting about as long as Metroid Prime 4, even though I know that's not quite true. But Hollow Knight Silk Song made an appearance. It's coming in 2025. It's real. It's actually being worked on and actually going to be finished. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed again. I love the original Hollow Knight. That game is phenomenal, and Silk Song looks like a great evolution on the formula, doing something completely different, with Hornet being a much different kind of character than the Knight himself. I'm excited to see what they'll do gameplay-wise to make it stand out, and I'm just excited to finally get some more Hollow Knight here. Number 5 is going to be Kirby Air Riders, a really pleasant surprise. For anybody that played Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, that game is phenomenal. I love that game, and Sakurai is such a phenomenal game designer. He does such a wonderful job. And to see him actually make a Kirby Air Ride sequel as his like special project he's been doing since leaving like the Smash series, supposedly, I'm still not buying it, but after finishing Ultimate, this is the game he's been working on, and that's phenomenal. I'm so happy. Of all the games, I thought it'd be just a new Kirby adventure, but no, it's Kirby Air Riders. What a great surprise. The original was so fantastic. I expect this one to be substantially better in every single way. I expect it to be more expansive. I expect the racing to be more refined, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. Again, I think Sakurai is a great designer, so we'll see what happens here. Number 4 is going to be Deltarune. I have been waiting for chapters 3 and 4 for a long time. If you're a fan of Undertale and you haven't played Deltarune, first 2 chapters are free. Go check it out. It's free on Switch. Just go download it. It's an absolute pleasure. It's significantly different to Undertale in a lot of ways. It's got the same aesthetic. It's got the same kind of obviously the art style and everything is going to be the same, but the combat system is very different. The way that dialogue happens, the characters and their interpersonal conflict, it's really beautiful, and it's very different from Undertale while being parallel to Undertale, but it's still in that same world. And they do a phenomenal job with it so far. Chapters 3 and 4 have been working on for a very long time, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I believe there's a chapter 5 in the works as well that will be coming out later on, but it's so cool to see that we're getting chapters 1 through 4 all at the same time on the Switch 2. That's going to be a really big treat. So again, if you haven't played Undertale yet, go play that first, and then play Deltarune, because it is an absolute joy, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the next couple chapters here. Number 3 is going to be Metroid Prime 4. This is a game I've been waiting for a very long time. It's pretty high up on my list, not quite as high as I thought it was going to be, because a couple games really surprised me at this Direct, but I'm still massively excited for Metroid Prime 4, especially since they've talked about a 120 FPS at 1440p resolution, or maybe it's 1080p, I can't remember specifically there, but 120 FPS for a Metroid game sounds out of this world good. And if you want the resolution, because this game looks absolutely gorgeous running on the Switch too, you can have the higher frame rate, you can get, or the lower frame rate, and get the 4K resolution. Both look like really appealing options. I typically like to prioritize frame rate over fidelity. I feel like that's just the norm. I feel like that's more important typically, but I like that they have the options at the very least, and it looks like it runs really smoothly. I've been waiting for this game for so long. I love the Prime series. I've been just itching to get back into it, and so I'm massively excited that the Switch 2 is getting its own version, and I hope it's going to be just as good as I expect it to be. Number 2 is going to be the Dusk Bloods. This was a massive surprise for me. I did not see this coming in a million years, and everybody is rejoicing because this looks like a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. The Bloodborne 2 we never got. This looks like a legally safe IP version of Bloodborne 2. It looks like a steampunk evolution of what Bloodborne was. and we're all here for it. Every From Software fan is here for it. Bloodborne is my favorite game in the From Software pantheon of games. I'm really excited because the Duskbloods looks like it's taking a lot of inspiration from Bloodborne, and of course the other FromSoft games, they always do that. They bring in enemies from other games and use aesthetics and everything, but it just looks phenomenal. And the fact that it's a Switch 2 exclusive is really cool. We've only gotten ever like PlayStation exclusive ones. This is very, very nice to see that we're getting some expansion into other platforms here, and I think it looks out of this world good. I think the way that the guy like jumps off the cliff and just flies off is a crazy idea. I know Elden Ring Night Rain has showed off some more movement-centric things that they're going to be doing with the faux sequel here. I'm really excited to see what movement will look like and how that will influence combat and exploration. I think it's a perfect evolution for the From Software formula, so I'm massively excited for the Duskbloods. But that leads us to number 1, a game that I thought would actually never come. Donkey Kong Bonanza. We finally got a 3D Donkey Kong game. It's real. It's actually being made. That's what the new style in Mario Kart 9 was for DK. We always speculated that it was based on the movie, and maybe it kind of is, but Donkey Kong Bonanza is the model there, and it looks phenomenal. It looks so cool. The world looks brilliant. It looks very much inspired by the Donkey Kong Country games of old. We had minecarts make an appearance. All the locales look very Rare inspired. I know that they've kind of moved away from a lot of the Rare characters since Rare's departure and everything and getting purchased by Microsoft, and we don't see any hints of K. Rool, but we see lots of these other new monkeys that are the antagonists here. DK looks like he's having a great time. He looks massively strong. I know DK's always been super strong, and like Jungle Beat, he has like insane power, but now he's ripping things out of the ground, destroying the environment. It looks incredibly destructible. It looks like you can interact with pretty much everything in this world. It looks absolutely gorgeous. People are comparing it to Mario Odyssey, saying this is Mario Odyssey 2 just with DK. I like that comparison. I think this is going to be a really phenomenal game. I thought when the trailer debuted, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Mario. And I think everyone thought that. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, that's a minecart. Oh no, those are monkeys. This is DK. And sure enough, and it just looks so cool. The exploration, the worlds look huge and lovely and so varied and everything. I'm just so happy we're getting a 3D Donkey Kong game, even if it's not what I expected. I thought they'd do something similar-ish to Donkey Kong 64. They're going completely left field, doing something wildly different, and I love it. I'm here for it. I just can't wait to play more 3D Donkey Kong. So hopefully, if you are still excited about the Switch 2, this gives you some more stuff to look forward to. Let me know in the comment section down below what your favorites were from the Switch 2 Direct. Again, I know there's a lot of conversation. I'm going to be having more conversation on this channel about the pricing and now Nintendo's really kind of going in a direction I don't love, and I'm going to be levying a lot of criticism that way, but I still can celebrate the stuff that they've made and their partners have made. I am still excited about this console. I just hope that we can fight back a little bit, get the prices down if we can manage that in some way or capacity, and then just enjoy the console altogether as a community. So let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the Switch 2 Direct, your favorite games that you're excited about if you're going to pick up the console. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.